The following is a special presentation from the WTNS Sports Department.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Riverview High School. This is girls high school soccer here on WTNS Coshocton. I'm Casey Claxon. It is the 17th annual Riverview Labor Day Showcase. 6 matches taking place today, and the first involving the Riverview Lady Bears as they match up against Western Reserve Academy. The Lady Bears coming in with a record of 2-1, while Western Reserve with a record of 2-2. Coming up next, it's Coach's Corner, brought to you by the Inslee Agency, right after this here on WTNS Coshocton. I'm here on Coach's Corner with Riverview Lady Bear soccer coach Dave Kreidler. Coach, it's a beautiful day for soccer. It is an early morning matchup with Western Reserve Academy, but tell us how the season has gone so far for the Riverview Lady Bear soccer team.
Well, this is the youngest team we've ever had, I believe. We're starting 4 freshmen, 4 sophomores. And so we've experienced all the growing pains that would entail, but we're trying to build a foundation and trying to improve through the year. We think that we do have a foundation. We just want to see some kids emerge as quickly as possible.
So your opponent today is Western Reserve Academy. They've been down to the showcase before. This is a team that always brings talent. They've got a huge roster. What does that team present to you today?
Yeah, and you never know what you're going to get because they get kids from all over. It's a boarding school. Very well-run program. We enjoy playing them, and they're going to be the best team we've seen so far.
So tell us about your team. I know you've got a young group, but tell us who we're going to be hearing about on the pitch today.
Well, we made a switch and put Katie Williams into the back, and that seems to have really stabilized us and put Kelsey Bowman in the middle and using her energy in the middle. Kylie Miller, a freshman on the wing, has got a lot of potential. We need her to be efficient with her shot making. She generates a lot of shots. She needs to be cleaner finishing.
And then Western Reserve, can you tell us how their season has gone so far? What does this team bring into today's match?
I've only seen them on film a little bit. They're 2-2. One of their losses was to a very good Berea Mid-Park team. They demolished Canton Central Catholic 9-0 on Saturday. So we know we'll have to be alert this morning.
All right. Well, Coach, good luck in the game, and then we'll pre-record an interview and also talk about the showcase overall. But any final comments before we go?
Well, I just want to acknowledge sponsors because we have such great sponsors. Coshocton Materials is here for the first time. They're making quite an impact in the community. Claxon Custom Printing, Casey, you're wearing many hats today, and we're grateful for that. Coshocton Foundation through the Derek Brown Elgart Fund. Coshocton Chiropractic, which they may be the longest standing supporter of soccer in the East District, Midwest Energy Services, and the Hummel Group that we're grateful. They're each sponsoring a game.
So there's 6 games on tap today. We're going to pre-record another interview that we'll play at halftime to talk a little bit more about the showcase in general. But good luck to you and the Lady Bears, and we wish you the best in today's activities.
Thanks for being here, Case.
All right, that is head coach Dave Kreidler. Back with more on the pregame show after this on WTNS Coshocton.
The Inslee Agency is proud to be a part of this high school sports broadcast. We support the student athletes on the team and the students in all extracurricular activities. Hi, I'm Todd Inslee. In fact, your good student may qualify for discounted auto insurance rates. We can provide you with homeowners insurance and life insurance from Auto Owners Insurance. Insure both with us and save even more. For a no-obligation quote on auto, homeowners, or life insurance from Auto Owners Insurance, call the Inslee Agency at 622-1111.
And we welcome you back to Riverview High School for the Labor Day Showcase. This morning, it is the Riverview Lady Bears matching up against the Pioneers of Western Reserve Academy. Starting lineups have been announced. We will pause for the national anthem. This is high school soccer on WTNS Coshocton.
Do you need a new or newer vehicle? Hi, I'm Jeff Drennan, and we are here to help in both sales and service. At my dealerships in Coshocton and Zanesville, we work hard to get you the best car deal possible, including during the current conditions in the car industry. Or if you want to sell your vehicle and it has under 100,000 miles, just stop in and see us and let us make you an offer. Stop in today at Jeff Drennan's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Coshocton, Jeff Drennan Ford, or Jeff Drennan's GM Superstore in Zanesville. And always remember, when you're thinking of buying a new car, it's time to talk to Jeff.
The kids are back to school and the fall sports season is underway, and that makes it the perfect time to visit Pearl Valley Cheese. That's right, cheese is great to pack in a lunchbox. It's the perfect snack for busy on-the-go kids and adults. And when you're looking for something special to take to a game or tailgate party, Trail bologna and cheese are always a big hit. At Pearl Valley, they offer over 25 different kinds of cheese, including their popular Swiss, pepper jack, mozzarella, Colby Longhorn, smoky cheddar, provolone, and American. Everybody loves cheese, especially Pearl Valley cheese. Visit them on State Route 93 or give them a call at 545-6002.
Claxon Custom Printing and Promotions is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Contact Casey Claxon or Judd Bone at claxonprinting.com for printed t-shirts, embroidery, and branded promotional products for your booster club or business.
We can also help your team set up an online fundraising store to sell your team apparel to fans across the country.
Visit claxonprinting.com or call 740-623-2145.
The Inslee Agency is proud to be a part of this high school sports broadcast. We support the student athletes on the team and the students in all extracurricular activities. Hi, I'm Todd Inslee. In fact, your good student may qualify for discounted auto insurance rates. We can provide you with homeowners insurance and life insurance from Auto Owners Insurance. Insure both with us and save even more. For a no-obligation quote on auto, homeowners, or life insurance from Auto Owners Insurance, call the Inslee Agency at 622-1111.
And we welcome you back to Riverview High School. It is girls high school soccer here on WTNS Coshocton. Good morning, I'm Casey Claxon. It is the 17th annual Riverview Labor Day Showcase. We've got 6 outstanding matches here on the soccer pitch today, starting with the Riverview Lady Bears going up against the Pioneers of Western Reserve Academy. Also, 5 games to follow. We've got games at 11 o'clock, 1 p.m., 3, 5, and 7. And today's game at 9 o'clock being brought to you by Coshocton Materials. We've also got a game at 11 o'clock. That features Mansfield-Madison and Rocky River. That is a rematch of a state championship game from last year. Marietta squares off against Summit Country Day. That will be at 1 this afternoon. The 3 o'clock game features Parkersburg South out of West Virginia. They take on West Geauga. Dover meets up with Ashland at 5 p.m., and Worcester will round out the night as they take on the Lady Hawks of Highland. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for the Riverview Lady Bears and the Western Reserve Academy Pioneers. First for the visitors, who come in with a record of 2-2. They are coming off a victory over Canton Central Catholic. Starting out in goal will be Sophia Bluso. Also in the starting lineup, they've got Zia Zellman at a defensive spot. Sierra Shapiro will anchor the midfield. Micaiah Howgolden, a freshman, will get a start up front at forward. Anna Eiseman and Jazara Gonzalez will both see time in the midfield and in the back. Yamina Olivia will also be on defense. Isabella Sanders in the midfield. Catherine Schultz, also Harris Weaver, and number 24, Sarah Agnew, rounds out the starters for Western Reserve Academy. For the Riverview Lady Bears, starting out in goal is going to be Paige Stone for the gold and black. Also starting for the Bears, Katie Williams, Kylie Miller, Cameron McGinnis, Piper Andrews, Madison Graham, Emma Samsel, Audrey Border, Alyssa Fox, Kelsey Bowman, and Abby Wright. Our game today is also being live streamed on the WTNS YouTube channel and the Facebook page, so you're more than welcome to hear our broadcast as well as view the broadcast on the WTNS Facebook page or the YouTube channel. And we actually will be live streaming a couple of other games here tonight. Our sister station, WKLM, We'll have the Highland Lady Hawks going up against Worcester. That game will be live streamed on the WKLM channel, as it will be Matt Croy here to do the broadcast as Worcester meets Highland. And then we will also have Dover and Ashland, which will be live streamed on the Claxon Communications YouTube channel. And it will also be seen on the Riverview streaming website. You can find all the links there. If you just go to the Riverview page or search live streaming for the Riverview School District, you'll find links to all 3 of the games that we are live streaming here this afternoon. I want to thank our camera crew who's here with us today. Drew Dunlap will be down on the sidelines. Emma Merriman is doing the camera work up top. And Lydia is making her debut as a producer. So we appreciate all the hard work that everyone is doing here behind the scenes. So for the radio call, you'll be able to hear our broadcast on FM 99.3 WTNS or worldwide at mywtnsradio.com. So the Lady Bears matching up against the Pioneers, and we are underway. Bears looking to control the ball and the midfield as both teams looking to jockey for position. It comes down the left flank as Weaver has it. She will pull it back, drop it into the midfield to Zellman, and now they will play the way they face and look for the passes. It comes to the center to Sanders. Goes right side, defended by the Lady Bears. They punch it out. It's Abby Wright who tries to kick it wide, but it's intercepted by the Pioneers, and they go back on the attack. Into the midfield, they find a crease. They've got a runner down the left side who has broken free, but now we have a whistle, and it looks like the flag was raised on the far side of the field, so that is going to be an offsides against Western Reserve. So just a minute into this match as the Riverview Lady Bears 2-1 taking on the Pioneers of Western Reserve. They are 2-2. Ball being served out by Katie Williams. It's going to be intercepted by Weaver. Now it's punched back to Weaver down the left side. Defended there by the Bears' McGinnis. She knocks it up towards the sideline, and it will go across the side stripe and be out of play. Throw in coming up for the Pioneers. Throw in goes down the left side. Lady Bears will intercept. Defense punches it out. Still over on the left side. Now down near the far corner flag. They will look to drop it back into the midfield. Lady Bears defending. It goes across the touchline and a throw in for the Pioneers. Zellman looking. And now she's having a hard time deciding whether she wants to throw into the midfield or go down the line. Lady Bears control the throw. And now they will look to go on the attack. Centering pass comes into the middle. It's defended by Agnew. She punches it down the left side, trying to find Weaver, but that will go across the sideline, and the Lady Bears will now have a throw-in. It's Piper Andrews. She will drop it back to McGinnis. Now it's intercepted by Sanders. Centering pass comes to Shapiro. Now it's defended by the Bears at the top of the arc, outside the 18. Here's Hal Golden with it, and she will look to center it. Now she pushes it across to the left side to Weaver. Weaver with a touch, and it's defended nicely by McGinnis across the sideline, and a throw in for the Pioneers. 37:06 to play here in our first half. No score between the Riverview Lady Bears and the Pioneers of Western Reserve Academy. Ball across the sideline, and the Pioneers will have the throw. Here comes the throw. Comes across the middle to Shapiro. So far, the early minutes of this match have been controlled by Western Reserve. Now they play to the far side of the field. Hal Golden looks to be dribbling, and now she has her pass knocked away. It comes back up top to the center. They were looking for Kylie Miller. Now the ball just kind of bouncing back and forth between both teams as they anchor for position and possession. Now here is a long ball played by the Lady Bears, and Western Reserve will just drop it back to their keeper, Bluso. Goes across to the far side, and out of play. Last touch by the Pioneers, and the Lady Bears will throw it in from the far side of the field. 36 minutes to play here in our opening half. There's no score here at the 17th Annual Riverview Labor Day Showcase. Pass comes up top to the center. That's Shapiro who's up front. Now it goes to the far side and off of Hal Golden, and it will be a throw in for the Lady Bears. Ball knocked free by the defense. Pioneers looking to control. They try to go down to Hal Golden on the right side, and she gets away from a defender. Edge of the box, Lady Bears defend, and they punch it near the sideline on the far side of the field. Now it's back to Micaiah Hal Golden. Has it with her feet, left-footed centering pass. Going to be turned away by the Lady Bear defender, Katie Williams. Now they punch it back in one more time. This time Williams controls it, sends it back out. Now the Pioneers with the centering pass, trying to get some offensive punch. And the Lady Bear defense will maintain control. They bring it to the near side of the field. Emma Samsel running on to it. She gets beat by Zellman. Now Zellman with a quick pass over to Eisenman, and the Pioneers on the attack once more. So in the first 5.5 minutes, this game pretty much been controlled by Western Reserve. They're controlling the middle third of the field. They've got more offensive looks. We've yet to see a shot on goal. It's been a clean game so far. Just one offsides whistled against Western Reserve, which appeared to be their only scoring opportunity, but the flag was raised on the far side of the field. So here's Western Reserve with a long ball down the middle, looking for Hal Golden. She's free. It's going to be a one-on-one. Shot is in the back of the net, and Western Reserve has struck first. 34-02 is Hal Golden puts it in the back of the net, and Western Reserve Academy leads it by a score of 1-0. This is girls high school soccer here on WTNS Coshocton. Back with more right after this.
Do you need a new or newer vehicle? Hi, I'm Jeff Drennan, and we are here to help in both sales and service. At my dealerships in Coshocton and Zanesville, we work hard to get you the best car deal possible, including during the current conditions in the car industry. Or if you want to sell your vehicle and it has under 100,000 miles, just stop in and see us and let us make you an offer. Stop in today at Jeff Drennan's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Coshocton, Jeff Drennan Ford, or Jeff Drennan's GM Superstore in Zanesville. And always remember, when you're thinking of buying a new car, it's time to talk to Jeff.
Western Reserve Academy striking first as Micaiah Hal Golden finds the back of the net. She's a stellar freshman for this team. Puts Western Reserve up 1-0. Now the Lady Bears getting their first look at the inside of the 18 as they look to rebound. Find themselves down by a goal here in the early going. Ball's over on the far side of the field. It'll be a throw in for the Lady Pioneers. Here's the throw down the sideline, controlled off of the head by one of the Pioneers. Now the Lady Bear defense sends it back into the defensive third of the visitors. And now it comes back to the middle. It's controlled by Kelsey Bowman, and she will send it long for the Lady Bears as they try to mount some type of an attack here in the early going. You got to wonder if everybody's awake. You know, it's an early start for soccer, but to get 6 games in, you got to start at 9 a.m. Kind of reminds you of those early Saturday morning type of games down at Lake Park, playing so early. Nobody liked that 9 o'clock game, but the Lady Bears typically will play either the first or the last game of the showcase. This year, they've opted to play the opening match. They find themselves down by a goal, 1-0. As they are trailing Western Reserve Academy. Ball sent over to the far side of the field. Western Reserve does a great job of changing the fields. They'll play over on the near side. If that's not working, they'll center it up and then push it to the far side of the field. So they do a great job of playing the way that they face. Now here's Hal Golden. Pass goes into the center. It's Isabella Sanders who tries to put a foot on it, but it's going to be collected easily by the Riverview Lady Bears goalkeeper, Paige Stone. Punts on the turf, now controlled by Western Reserve Academy. Here's Weaver who has it. Now pushes it into the middle. Over to Gonzalez, gets by a defender. She's inside the 18. Going to have an opportunity for a shot. Puts a centering pass to Golden, who finds the back of the net for a second time. So Michaela Howe Golden finds the back of the net for a second time here today. That score coming with 31-13 to play here in our opening half as the Lady Bears find themselves down 2-0. This is girls high school soccer here on WTNS Coshocton.
The kids are back to school and the fall sports season is underway, and that makes it the perfect time to visit Pearl Valley Cheese. That's right, cheese is great to pack in a lunchbox. It's the perfect snack for busy on-the-go kids and adults. And when you're looking for something special to take to a game or tailgate party, Tro bologna and cheese are always a big hit. At Pearl Valley, they offer over 25 different kinds of cheese, including their popular Swiss, pepper jack, mozzarella, Colby Longhorn, smoky cheddar, provolone, and American. Everybody loves cheese, especially Pearl Valley cheese. Visit them on State Route 93 or give them a call at 545-6002.
And we welcome you back to the Riverview Labor Day Showcase. The Lady Bears find themselves down 2-0 here in this contest. Western Reserve is a powerhouse program, and they are certainly flexing their muscles here this morning. Micaiah Howe Golden, just a freshman forward, has scored twice here in the first 10 minutes of this match. Her first coming with 34:02 to play, and then the second coming with 31:13. There is a foul kind of in between the 18-yard box and midfield. So our first foul, resulting in a direct kick, will give the Lady Bears an opportunity to put the ball inside the 18 here. They need to make something happen. Here's Katie Williams with a left foot, puts it inside the 6-yard box, and it's going to be collected easily by the Pioneers goalkeeper, Sophia Bluso. She will outlet to the far side of the field. Tell you, the Western Reserve team moves the ball around very, very nicely. Okay, something else that's really nice is the Riverview soccer pitch is in beautiful condition. So big thanks to the grounds crew for getting the field in playable shape. We've had ample amounts of rain here recently, but you couldn't tell. Things look really nice. Of course, a great practice facility here, too, that keeps the teams from being off of the main field most of the time, only on game days or maybe in a warm-up situation to be on the main soccer field. Western Reserve controlling the ball. They're down in their offensive third of the field. Lady Bears trying to defend. Coach Dave Kreidler and his Bears find themselves down 2-0 here, just 11 minutes and 15 seconds into the match. Centering pass is going to be defended by Katie Williams as she sends it out. Now, Coach Kreidler talked about some changes defensively, and that was one of them. Trying to anchor the back, and they're going to need it today. There's Williams with a left foot. Tries to send it up the left side. It's one out of the air by Western Reserve. Now the Bears get control of the ball. It's right at midfield, and it's knocked out across the touchline on the far side of the field. 2-0, Western Reserve leading Riverview. We are 12 minutes into the match. Goals coming from freshman sensation Micaiah Howe Golden, scoring with 34:02 and 31:13 here in this opening half. Lady Bears with possession of the ball here on the near side. It's going to be sent up by McGinnis and across the touchline. Throw in for the Lady Pioneers. Gets by one attacker. Lady Bear defense pushes it ahead into the attacking third. It's Abby Wright putting some pressure on that defense of the Pioneers. Now Olivia will send it wide right. Comes back into the middle. Williams bounces it right back. So now it's almost like a little pinball game between the two teams defensively. Here's Hal Golden, who's very dangerous, turns with the left foot, tries to send it long. She had her eye on Harris Weaver down the left side. Now they come back across the middle. Golden with the left foot, centering it. Williams bangs it back out. Hal Golden centering pass, and it's going to be taken away by Kelsey Bowman of the Bears. Good battle between those two players. Ball is up in the air. Emma Samsel with a foot on it. Bowman, a little push, gets away with it. Now over on the near side, and it goes across the touch. Throw in for the Pioneers. 26-27 to play in the opening half. Lady Bears down 2-0. This is girls high school soccer on WTNS Coshocton.
Substitution for the Lady Bears, number 25, Michaela White.
Michaela White checking into the ball game as Madison Graham will now take a seat. Coach Kreidler talking about this is one of the youngest teams that he has had. And it is a smaller roster than what most Lady Bear fans are used to seeing. Here's a throw in by Zellman. Centers it to Iseman. Now it's taken away by Bowman as she will look to send it down the sideline. That's Emma Samsel chasing after it. Jimena Olivia will drop it back to her goalkeeper, and it's punched back out. Pioneers will go on the attack. They'll switch fields, bring it to the midfield, and now look across the far side. Lady Bear defense tries to turn it away. Now it's back on the near side of the pitch. That's Weaver down the left side. That's a pretty good combination with Weaver and Golden. And now here's Hal Golden who has it and just gets by her foot. Sanders with a touch on it, goes inside the 18. Lady Bears control. Hal Golden comes up, puts some pressure on the Lady Bear defense. Couple of players hit the turf, but no whistle, no foul. Ball goes over to the far side of the field. And the Pioneers still controlling. That's Isabella Sanders looks to punch it inside the 18. It's turned away by the Bears. Now it's dropped back to midfield. Pioneers controlling. They keep it on that far side, and that's Schultz over there with the controlling touch. Gonzalez has it. Tries to pressure inside the 18. Defender falls down. Here's a shot that's wide right, but a good look at it. Going to be the fourth shot on goal of the match by Western Reserve. The Lady Bears have yet to put a ball inside the 18 and yet to put one on goal. Approaching 24 minutes to play here in our opening half. Lady Bears trailing Western Reserve Academy 2-0. Williams will push it out to the right. And now it's controlled by the Pioneers. They send it out far side one more time. And the official raises the flag, and we'll have a throw-in. Lady Bears will control. That'll be Catherine Schultz who looks to throw it in. It's going to be controlled by the Pioneers. They play it back to Schultz. Now Lady Bear defense steps up to try to turn it away. And now a long ball sent inside the 18. Ricochets off of one of the Lady Bears, and we're going to have our first corner kick of the match. So we'll see how Western Reserve lines up to attack the goal from the corner. Approaching 23 minutes to play in our opening half. Again, we've got 6 matches here at the Labor Day Showcase. A beautiful morning for soccer. This game will be followed by Mansfield-Madison and Rocky River. Here's a ball sent high into the 6 and one out of the air by goalkeeper Paige Stone. A little slippery, but she lost control of it, but then was able to pick it back up, and now she'll punt it away. But Mansfield-Madison and Rocky River will play game 2. That game was originally supposed to be at 11 o'clock, but because of a scheduling conflict, the 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock games have flip-flopped. So Mansfield-Madison will take on Rocky River at 11 this morning. And then Marietta and Summit Country Day they obliged and said, yeah, we'll wait a couple extra hours. We'll get some sleep and then get into the soccer match near midday. 22:15 left first half. Casey Claxton with you here on WTNS Coshocton. Our first game sponsor is Coshocton Materials. So if you've been out behind the Walmart here in Coshocton County, you see that beautiful building that they've got there with all the activity taking place on that end of town. But Coshocton Materials, the official sponsor of Game 1 here at the Riverview Labor Day Showcase. Ball sent to the far side of the field. The Lady Bear defense pushes it into the center circle. Now it's controlled by the Bears, pushed back to the defensive third of Western Reserve. And back there is Olivia, who kind of anchors that defense. Now here's Hal Golden inside the 18 towards the 6. Left-footed shot goes wide right. So it looks like it was touched by the Riverview goalkeeper. So that's going to bring up the second corner kick. Second corner kick of the match for Western Reserve. On their first, we saw the ball sent right inside the 18. We'll see if they do that again. This one's a low drive to the top of the 18. It's won there by the Bears. Now it's pushed back into the corner, and now a ball is served high at the top of the 18. In there is Eisenman, and Wright is able to snatch it up for the Lady Bears. Tell you, she has got her work cut out for her today. That ball's won out of the air by Zellman. Pioneers are just controlling midfield. Tell you, soccer matches are won and lost in the midfield, and right now the game is being controlled by the Pioneers. As anything that's a 50-50 ball inside of that middle third of the pitch being won by Western Reserve. Bears on the attack. Now it's turned away by the Pioneer defense, and they will look to counter. Williams steps up for the Bears and sends it with her left foot down the left side. Again, it's won by the Pioneers as they will look to control. Here's Hal Golden with it. Left foot looking for a long ball, trying to find Weaver. Gets by her. The Bear defense comes over. That's McGinnis who sends it out. And she's able to find Emma Samsel. Not a lot of help for her over there. She's kind of playing 2-on-1. And now there's Olivia. That center back slides over to control, goes into the middle. Now it's back to Zellman, and she will give a long ball to Hal Golden. Golden cuts it back inside the 18. She's going to pull the trigger, dribbles by two defenders. Here's a shot off the goalkeeper's hands and into the back of the net. Well, Wright did a great job coming out because it was a one-on-one, but it is officially a hat trick for Micaiah Hal Golden, scoring her third goal of the match, that one coming with 19:20 to play here in our first half. This is girls high school soccer here on WTNS Coshocton.
Claxon Custom Printing and Promotions is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Contact Casey Claxon or Judd Bone at claxonprinting.com for printed t-shirts, embroidery, and branded promotional products for your booster club or business.
We can also help your team set up an online fundraising store to sell your team apparel to fans across the country.
Visit claxonprinting.com or call 740-623-2145.
We're back at Riverview High School. It is the 17th annual Riverview Labor Day Showcase. Our opening match today featuring the Riverview Lady Bears and the Pioneers from Western Reserve Academy. And I tell you, the Lady Bears find themselves in a fight here in this opening half. They are down 3-0. They got to find a way to control freshman sensation Micaiah Hal Golden. She has scored 3 goals here in the opening half. She first found the back of the net in the 6th minute of the match, added her second goal at 31-13, and the one that gives her a hat trick, that one coming with 19:20 to play in the first half. So the Lady Bears have got to find a way to put a body on her and try to contain Micaiah Hal Golden. She's got 3 goals in the match. We have a whistle and a flag raised. It will be a foul against the Pioneers. That's going to be their second. So the Lady Bears will at least be able to control off of this direct kick coming up. Katie Williams will have it just across the midfield stripe. She will look to center it. Now finds a little crease. Looking over on the far side for Kylie Miller. Miller can't get to it. The Pioneer defense comes away with it. Now they will look to counter. And they are looking for Hal Golden. Tell you, she's standing all alone. They've got to mark her up. Ball's on the far side of the field. Gonzalez has it to Hal Golden inside the 18. Now she will center it up. Sanders gets a foot on it, but just couldn't get a solid foot on it. And Wright will collect it. And she will look to punt it away from the top of the box. Punt's going to bounce. It's one out of the air by the Pioneers. And now here's a counter by the Lady Bears. Defense comes over. A couple of bodies hit the deck, but no foul. Looks like even, I don't know if a shoe came off or maybe a shin guard, but it looked like Kylie Miller maybe lost a shin guard in the process as they let them play on. Ball's up to midfield. Hal Golden has it. Dribbles. Now she will give the pass up to Gonzalez, who's free inside the 18. She pulls the trigger and sends it into the back of the net. So Jazara Gonzalez takes a pass from Hal Golden and finds the back of the net with 16-19. So that makes our score 4-0 as Western Reserve leading the Lady Bears. This is girls high school soccer on WTNS Coshocton.
Do you need a new or newer vehicle? Hi, I'm Jeff Drennan, and we are here to help in both sales and service. At my dealerships in Coshocton and Zanesville, we work hard to get you the best car deal possible, including during the current conditions in the car industry. Or if you want to sell your vehicle and it has under 100,000 miles, just stop in and see us and let us make you an offer. Stop in today at Jeff Drennan's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Coshocton, Jeff Drennan Ford, or Jeff Drennan's GM Superstore in Zanesville. And always remember, when you're thinking of buying a new car, it's time to talk to Jeff.
16 minutes remaining here in our opening half. The Riverview Lady Bears find themselves down 4-0 to the Pioneers of Western Reserve Academy. Tell you, every goal that has been scored has had the involvement of Micaiah Hal Golden. She has scored the first 3 goals of the match and then assisted in the goal to Jazara Gonzalez, who came on a breakaway. Great centering pass from the middle. So she shows that she can put the ball in the back of the net, and she knows how to find the open man to put points on the board in other ways. So the Lady Bears trailing 4-0. We're just 25 minutes into the match. Ball's on the near side of the field. Lady Bears will look to switch out of the defense and try to mount some type of an attack. So the Pioneers get back control of it. That's Gonzalez who has it. Now she will pass over on the right. Here's a shot by Catherine Schultz, who rotated up from her defensive spot. And that ball's going to be deflected by one of the Lady Bears, so it's going to bring up the third corner kick of the match for the Pioneers. So corners can be very dangerous. All the goals have just come in play, but the Pioneers looking for more. Ball is served low towards the top of the 18. Gonzalez wins it. Now it's sent back to the player who sent the original pass from the corner. But the Lady Bears collect right inside of the 18. Taya Wright has done a nice job of owning the 6-yard box. And she's done that on all 3 of the corner kick opportunities that they've had. So Weaver has a go off of her foot and out of play. Lady Bears kind of battle for it. It's right on the near sideline. Pretty good early morning crowd to see here this matchup between the Lady Bears and the Pioneers. We have another whistle against Western Reserve, so that is their third foul of the match. So it'll be the third direct kick of the game for Riverview. Clock moving with 13:20 to play here in the opening half. Lady Bears down 4-0. Western Reserve controlling. Centering pass goes into the middle by Western Reserve. Now they change fields, push it to the far side of the pitch. That's Rebecca Rubiano over on the far side, who's getting some quality minutes here in this opening half. Now a throw in on the far side, controlled by the Lady Bears as they win it out of the air. Push back to the defense of Western Reserve, and now they will look to counter. Williams knocks it away for the Bears. Now it's pushed back to the defensive third, and it'll be Olivia who pushes it back to her goalkeeper, Bluso, and they will look to build from the back. Comes into the mid part of the field. Michaela White had a foot on it. Now she's battling for it once again with Gonzalez. Comes back to Kruger. Kruger drops it back to the defense, and now they will push it wide to the near side of the field. Olivia with a foot on it, back into the center circle. Gonzalez pushes forward to Sanders. Williams steps up to turn it away. Pioneers get back in control of it. Now Weaver with a foot, back into the center. That's Sanders. Going long down the left side. Williams comes out, also Wright, and Wright says she will take it, so she picks it up and will look to punt it away. 11:35 to go first half. Lady Bears trailing Western Reserve Academy 4-0. Again, our game being heard locally on FM 99.3 WTNS. Also on our website, mywtnsradio.com. And then our opening match is also being live streamed on the WTNS YouTube channel and Facebook page. So we encourage you, if you're listening to the broadcast, you can always view the live streaming video on the WTNS Facebook and YouTube channel. Games will also be archived at those two locations, so you can even watch them if you're at the match. Ball's over on the far side of the field. Western Reserve controlling. Little give and go on the right side. That's Van Ginkel who has it. Centering pass comes into the middle to Sanders, and she pulls the trigger, but it's scooped up there by goalkeeper Paige Stone. So the 8th shot of the match for the Pioneers. Punt's going to be won after a bounce or two by Zaya Zellman. Now she will drop it back to the fence, goes over to the far side of the field. Lady Bear defense steps up and tries to punch it away. That's Kylie Miller over on the far side as she will battle Lillian Schultz for it. Miller will take the throw in. It's going to be won by Abby Wright. Wright looks to drop it back to White. To Miller, now a centering pass to Samsel. Lady Bear starting to mount a little bit of an attack against these Pioneers. McGinnis punches it away. Now it's controlled by the Pioneers, and they will look to build from the center of the field. Gonzalez pushes it wide to the right. That's Schultz who has it. Schultz, a centering pass, turned away by the Lady Bear defense. Nice play by McGinnis. Now back into the middle. That's Aaliyah Williamson who knocks it free from the 18. She has another foot on it again. Pushes it ahead to Emma Samsel. She will turn and look to bring it ahead, but she's met by Zaya Zellman, who takes it away from her. Now that's Audrey Border for the Bears, who will take the throw as it's last touched by Western Reserve. Williamson, little push, Now it's pushed back to Bowman. She tries to send it long down the sideline, and that will go across the touchline, and a throw in forthcoming by the Pioneers. Couple of substitutions now into the match for Western Reserve. Looks like Brenna Pethtel into the game. Also number 11, Nora Woods. So the Western Reserve team with good numbers on their squad. They've got about 28 players on their roster, but just from the way it looks, they might have brought 18 to 20 here today. Pioneer defense sends it long. It's going to be won by McGinnis of the Lady Bears. Now that's Williamson who tries to, or our Border rather, who tries to knock it away. And Williamson also in there. The ball kind of bouncing between both teams. Here's Kelsey Bowman. Gets by her defender, crosses midfield. She's going to look to center. Looks to try to get it to right. Now the ball's knocked away and the Pioneers control. Centering pass is going to be won by Katie Williams as she punches it back in. Ball in the center circle. Now that's Gonzalez who has it. She will switch directions, look to feed. Little through ball right down the center of the field. And gets inside the 18. It's going to be turned away by the Bears. Number 30. So that's Alyssa Fox over on the far side for the Lady Bears. Getting some quality minutes defensively. She sends it up the sideline. Now Fox over there again, and she will take the throw. Fox with a foot on it. Looking for Williamson. Bounces off her leg. Now it's controlled by Schultz. Into the center to Gonzalez as she brings it ahead. There's a flag is raised, and it looks like they're going to say offsides maybe over here on the far side. So that's going to be the second offsides infraction against Western Reserve. 6:22 remaining in the opening half. Lady Bears trailing Western Reserve 4-0. Michaela Howe-Golden with the hat trick. She scored the first 3 goals of the match. Those coming at 34:02, 31:13, and 19:20. And then it was Jazara Gonzalez taking a pass from Howe-Golden, scoring the 4th goal of the match with 16-19. So we are at 5:46 to play in this half. Western Reserve with a long ball down the left side. That's McGinnis who's coming over to try to turn it away defensively. It bounces off the foot of Pethtel, and now the Lady Bears will have a throw in. Ball is won by Gonzalez who dribbles. Now she will look to change the field, comes back into the center. That's Sanders who has it. She feeds right side to Van Grinkel, and she shoots and scores. So Emma Van Ginkel with the goal, and that score coming with 5:16 to play here in our opening half. This is girls high school soccer on WTNS Coshocton.
The kids are back to school and the fall sports season is underway, and that makes it the perfect time to visit Pearl Valley Cheese. That's right, cheese is great to pack in a lunchbox. It's the perfect snack for busy on-the-go kids and adults. And when you're looking for something special to take to a game or tailgate party, Toro bologna and cheese are always a big hit. At Pearl Valley, they offer over 25 different kinds of cheese, including their popular Swiss, pepper jack, mozzarella, Colby Longhorn, smoky cheddar, provolone, and American. Everybody loves cheese, especially Pearl Valley cheese. Visit them on State Route 93 or give them a call at 545-6002.
Our score is 5-0 in favor of Western Reserve Academy as they lead the Riverview Lady Bears. The Pioneers have gone off with 5 goals here in this opening half. They've got 3 off the foot of Micaiah Howe-Golden. And then Jazara Gonzalez added the 4th goal. And then off the bench, Emma Van Ginkel finds the back of the net with 5:16 remaining in the half to make it 5-0 in favor of the Pioneers. Lady Bears battling strong, but this is a very, very talented Western Reserve Academy squad. Kelsey Bowman with it here on the near side. Beats her defender, now looks to send it long.
Good work, Kelsey.
Ball sent up to Emma Samsel. She's looking to get inside the 8-team. Centering pass. Here's an offensive pass into the middle and the back of the net for the Bears as they are on the board. Kylie Miller finds the back of the net. The Lady Bears are on the board with 4 minutes remaining here in our first half. This is Girls High School Soccer on WTNS Coshocton.
Claxon Custom Printing and Promotions is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Contact Casey Claxon or Judd Bone at claxonprinting.com for printed t-shirts, embroidery, and branded promotional products for your booster club or business.
We can also help your team set up an online fundraising store to sell your team apparel to fans across the country.
Visit claxonprinting.com or call 740-623-2145.
The Riverview Lady Bears have found the back of the net. A goal coming off the foot of Kylie Miller on a pass from Emma Samsel. But I tell you, the play really started right at midfield with Kelsey Bowman, really pushing the ball, beating her defender right at midfield. And it was an excellent build up from the back for the Bears. And Kylie Miller finds the net on that pass that came right across the center of the goal mouth, beat her defender, and got the Lady Bears on the board with 4 minutes to go here in the opening half. It is 5-1. Lady Bears are trailing. Here's a direct kick after a Lady Bear foul that was taken by Western Reserve, and now we do have, I think, a whistle, and maybe that's an offsides. Oh, they said it was out, so won't be an offsides, but it'll be a goal kick for the Lady Bears. Katie Williams will look to send it out of the back on the direct goal kick. She'll bring it up top to Emma Samsel. Samsel, who had the assist on that Lady Bears goal, centers it towards the middle of the field. She was looking for Abby Wright. Wright can't control it. Gonzalez has it for Western Reserve, and they are back on the attack once again. Nora Wood steps up. She pushes it down the left side to Pethel. Pethel battling there with Audrey Border. Border wins out, pushes it forward. Now it's back into the middle of the field, controlled by the Pioneers. Gonzalez with a foot on it. Williams with a hard kick. Tries to clear it out. But Bowman has it, and now she will look to center it ahead. Gets by her defender. This is starting to look like what they did just a few minutes ago. Now they push it ahead to Samsel, but this time it goes off the defender's foot, and it'll be a throw-in for the Lady Bears. The throw went to Abby Wright, but it's won by the Western Reserve defense, and they will send it out of there. Kelsey Bowman has it for the Bears. Good shoulder-to-shoulder play. She's in a good battle with Gonzalez. Ball goes across the sideline, and it'll be a throw-in for the Lady Bears. Tell you, the Bears with not a lot of substitutions. They've pretty much been playing start to finish. I think they've maybe had one substitution in the match so far. Miller over on the far side. She's got the goal for the Bears. Now that's Weaver who's playing some defense over on the far side. We saw her playing up front earlier, but they've kind of slid her into a defensive spot over on the far side. Down to about 35 seconds to play in the half. Lady Bears going to try to hold off Western Reserve and get into the the halftime break and regroup. Miller with a long ball. She gets it ahead to Emma Samsel. One-on-one opportunity, but the goalkeeper, Sophia Bluso, steps out and is going to knock it away. So we're down to 10 seconds. Border will throw it in. Samsel centers it. Time's just about out. Miller running on. A few seconds left. And I tell you what, if she had more time, she had a one-on-one opportunity, but time was expiring as she touched the ball right out in front of her. And we have reached the end of our first half of play. Western Reserve has controlled this match from the opening kick. Our halftime score, Western Reserve Academy 5, Riverview 1. This is girls high school soccer on WTNS Coshocton.
Do you need a new or newer vehicle? Hi, I'm Jeff Drennan, and we are here to help in both sales and service. At my dealerships in Coshocton and Zanesville, we work hard to get you the best car deal possible, including during the current conditions in the car industry. Or if you want to sell your vehicle and it has under 100,000 miles, just stop in and see us and let us make you an offer. Stop in today at Jeff Drennan's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Coshocton, Jeff Drennan Ford, or Jeff Drennan's GM Superstore in Zanesville. And always remember, when you're thinking of buying a new car, it's time to talk to Jeff.
The kids are back to school and the fall sports season is underway, and that makes it the perfect time to visit Pearl Valley Cheese. That's right, cheese is great to pack in a lunchbox. It's the perfect snack for busy on-the-go kids and adults. And when you're looking for something special to take to a game or tailgate party, Trail bologna and cheese are always a big hit. At Pearl Valley, they offer over 25 different kinds of cheese, including their popular Swiss, pepper jack, mozzarella, Colby Longhorn, smoky cheddar, provolone, and American. Everybody loves cheese, especially Pearl Valley cheese. Visit them on State Route 93 or give them a call at 545-6002.
Claxon Custom Printing and Promotions is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Contact Casey Claxon or Judd Bone at claxonprinting.com for printed t-shirts, embroidery, and branded promotional products for your booster club or business.
We can also help your team set up an online fundraising store to sell your team apparel to fans across the country.
Visit claxonprinting.com or call 740-623-2145.
Do you need a new or newer vehicle? Hi, I'm Jeff Drennan, and we are here to help in both sales and service. At my dealerships in Coshocton and Zanesville, we work hard to get you the best car deal possible, including during the current conditions in the car industry. Or if you want to sell your vehicle and it has under 100,000 miles, just stop in and see us and let us make you an offer. Stop in today at Jeff Drennan's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Coshocton, Jeff Drennan Ford, or Jeff Drennan's GM Superstore in Zanesville. And always remember, when you're thinking of buying a new car, it's time to talk to Jeff.
And we welcome you back to halftime here on WTNS Coshocton, our opening match of the Riverview Labor Day Showcase. It is Riverview trailing Western Reserve Academy by a score of 5-1. I'm Casey Claxon. Let's recap how this game got started. From the opening kick, the opening whistle, this match was controlled by Western Reserve from the start. And they got 3 big goals off the foot of Micaiah Howe Golden. The freshman sensation scored 3 times in 11 minutes, her first coming with 34:02 to play. Then at the 31:13 mark, and then a breakaway goal with 19:20 wrapped up a hat trick for Micaiah Howe Golden, again scoring 3 times in the first 11 minutes of the match. Howe Golden also had an assist on the 4th goal of the game, and that was scored by Gonzalez. So Jazara Gonzalez took a centering pass and put it in the net to make it 4-0, and then it was Emma Van Ginkel scoring with 5:16 to go to make it 5-0. Riverview was able to get a goal with 4 minutes to play in the first half as Kylie Miller found the back of the net on a pass from Emma Samsel. Again, that came at the 4-minute mark, which leaves us at our score here at halftime, 5-1 at the Riverview Labor Day Showcase. I'm Casey Claxon. Coming up next, we're going to chat with You're going to hear a conversation with Riverview head coach Dave Kreidler. We talked earlier about just how this showcase started and about some of the teams that are going to be playing here today. So he's not coming over to talk with us during his halftime speech, but you're going to hear that pre-recorded interview. That'll be coming up next. So stick around for that, and then we'll also have the second half of play on the way. This is Girls High School Soccer on WTNS Coshocton.
The kids are back to school and the fall sports season is underway, and that makes it the perfect time to visit Pearl Valley Cheese. That's right, cheese is great to pack in a lunchbox. It's the perfect snack for busy on-the-go kids and adults. And when you're looking for something special to take to a game or tailgate party, Toro bologna and cheese are always a big hit. At Pearl Valley, they offer over 25 different kinds of cheese, including their popular Swiss, pepper jack, mozzarella, Colby Longhorn, smoky cheddar, provolone, and American. Everybody loves cheese, especially Pearl Valley cheese. Visit them on State Route 93 or give them a call at 545-6002.
And welcome back to the halftime show in today's game between the Riverview Lady Bears and Western Reserve Academy. I'm Casey Claxton. This is a pre-recorded interview with head coach Dave Kreidler. He didn't come over at halftime to talk to us during the game, so we are pre-recording this. But we wanted to spend a little bit of time with you, Coach, to talk about the Labor Day Showcase in general. This is the 17th year for this event, and you have to be excited to see how this event has grown over the past 16, 17 years.
I am. It's coaching relationships primarily that allows us to get the kind of teams that we are willing to come up on Labor Day. We've got a rematch of a state semifinal in our 11 o'clock game. One of the best teams in West Virginia is going to play a very high-quality team from northeastern Ohio. We work very hard at this all year round to try to get the best games we can, and very just appreciative of everybody for what they put into this.
Can you talk a little bit about the vision of how this showcase started? I know this was something that you had in mind, 20 years ago, but how did the showcase actually start to be played here on Labor Day?
It's been so long I don't even remember.
Well, let me give you the answer. There's not a lot of teams playing. College coaches aren't playing. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
College teams aren't playing.
We did find this ends up being good for several kids in the course of the day, but college season is just starting and they train on Labor Day, so they're basically sending their assistants if they're sending anyone. So that we don't oversell that. But it is a starting point for connections to colleges.
Yeah. Now, you've had a number of marquee players who have played in this event, who have gone on to play in college, and some high-caliber folks that you guys have highlighted in the program.
Yeah, some amazing players. Abby Alinsky, who ended up at North Carolina, starting in North Carolina. Bailey Cartwright from Greensburg Catholic in Pittsburgh. She played at Notre Dame. Taylor Huff, who was a standout last year from Madison, is starting as a freshman for Tennessee. So we've had some great players here.
Now, you kind of highlighted some of the games that are going to be coming up during the day, but let's talk a little bit more about that rematch of a state championship. People might want to come out and see two quality teams play a little bit later on.
Yeah, and for different reasons, both teams are really eager to play this game. Madison's anxious to prove that they didn't lose everything with Taylor, and Rocky River, it was a hard loss for them because they were really equal to Madison in that game last year, and Taylor just stole the game basically. So yeah, they're both chomping at the bit, I think.
So that's going to be a game that's going to take place at 11 o'clock. You've also tried to involve teams that are high caliber, but also have a local feel. Marietta and Summit Country Day will be playing Parkersburg South and West Yaga. Parkersburg South has had a great team over the past several years.
They've got a great start. They're undefeated. So they're anxious to be tested.
That'll be the 3 o'clock game. And then we've got four local teams kind of rounding out the night. The 5 o'clock game involves two teams that have been here before, both Dover and Ashland.
Yes, and so Dover has had a slow start, but I wouldn't judge from their record. I think they're going to emerge by the end of the year as being one of the better teams in the district.
And then we wrap up the night with Worcester and Highland. Both of those teams typically come and play, but that should be a great matchup in the 7 o'clock game if people are looking for something to see here tonight.
I think so. Worcester has also had a great start. Highland, I think, views this as potentially a really good year for them.
Yeah. And we will be live streaming the 5 o'clock game and 7 o'clock game. 7 o'clock game can be found on the WKLM YouTube channel. That will be streamed for the Highland Lady Hawks game. You can also find that link on the Riverview website, the streaming website that is out there. And then the Dover and Ashland game will also be streamed here later today at 5 o'clock, thanks to sponsorship by HRN Construction and Restoration. And you can find both of those links on the Riverview streaming page on the school website as well. Coach, it sounds like an exciting day of soccer. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with us to talk about the event. And we'll have you up to talk a little bit later on again about this event when Dover and Ashland plays, when we live stream that game, and also Worcester and Highland with WKLM.
Thank you very much, Case.
All right, that is Riverview head coach Dave Kreidler, who joined us earlier here in the opening minutes of the day, so to speak. I know he was here bright and early, but we were able to talk with Coach Kreidler. I know he spent halftime with his team, but we thank him for giving us a little bit of time early this morning to talk about this event. So we are starting the second half. The teams have changed ends. Our score is 5-1 as Western Reserve leads the Riverview Lady Bears, the opening match of the Labor Day Showcase. I'm Casey Claxton here on WTNS Coshocton. Thank you to our live streaming crew who is working with us today. Lady Bears with the ball down the left side, and Kylie Miller falls and watches it go across the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Pioneers. But want to say thanks to the team, the live streaming team that's here with us today. Lydia Brady, our producer, camera operators, Emma Merriman and Andrew Dunlap, and Mike Bechtel back at WTNS Sports Central, helping us keep us on the airwaves on 99.3 WTNS and mywtnsradio.com. We mentioned earlier about the Highland Lady Hawks. Our sister station, WKLM, will be back here tonight to broadcast the game as the Lady Hawks take on the Worcester Generals. But here this morning, it's the Riverview Lady Bears and the Pioneers of Western Reserve Academy. We are 90 seconds into this second half. Lady Bears had a good look at the goal with Kylie Miller getting free down the left side. Bears still have it here on the near side of the field, and there's Miller who's going to throw it in for the Bears. Throws it in to right. It's taken away by the Pioneers, and they will look to counter. Over on the far side is Gonzalez, who gets free. Now she will drop it back to her defense. That's Zellman with a foot on it. Not much pressure her way. She passes it to Gonzalez, and now look to change it up. Right. Provide some defense for the Bears. And now pass comes into the center. That's Abby Wright. Tries to push it wide, but it will be intercepted by the Pioneers. And now teams just kind of bouncing the ball back and forth as they're both looking to maintain possession and build an attack. Here's a ball that's sent towards the corner flag. Emma Samsel running over, but that's going to be past her reach, and it will be a goal kick for Western Reserve. Well, it looks like now they're going to say it's a throw-in. So Jimena Olivia will throw it in from deep in the corner. They will try to figure out what the whistle was about. So it looks the official signaling holding. You usually see that like at a football game, like they show holding. I don't know if that's actually a soccer term, but everybody knows what that means. And officials just blow the whistle, point, run down the field. That's my advice to the officials. Always do that. You don't have to explain. Just blow the whistle, point, run down the field. No, leave all doubt in mind. So the Lady Bears will have a kick on the far side of the field. Williams will send it into the 18. Bounces a couple of times. Now the ball's loose. Bears had a shot at it. You see that 50-50 ball come in there. Now it's ran down by Bowman. She centers it back towards the 6. And it's going to be knocked out of play, and Lady Bears are going to have a corner kick here. So this one coming at the 36-minute mark. This will be the first of the half, first of the game, actually. Kylie Miller's going to send it in with her right foot. Bears with some runners from the top of the 18. Low hard service towards the 6. Ball's loose, and now the Pioneer defense will push it out. Audrey Border collects it for the Bears. She centers it to Andrews. Now it's back towards the midfield and pushed back into the defensive third of the Pioneers.
Come on, Liz.
Lissa Fox runs it down. Now it's controlled by Weaver. Comes back into the center to Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a foot on it. Over to Schultz. Schultz bangs it back to the far side of the field. That's Shapiro over there. She's battling with Emma Samsel. Ball goes across the sideline, and it will be a throw in for the Bears. Katie Williams, the senior, will look to throw it in. You look at the roster, they've got her listed as a forward, but you know, Coach Kreidler mentioned to us that he's tried to anchor that defense and pushed her to the back for today's match. I tell you, this Western Reserve team is certainly a powerhouse. Gonzalez has it free. Now she and Hal Golden will exchange the ball. Hal Golden puts it into the center. Now it comes over to Weaver on the right side. Weaver with her left foot drops it back to Hal Golden. Speeds her turns with her left foot. Service into the 6, and it goes off the hands of the Lady Bears goalkeeper. It looked like it might have went out of play, but they'll say she got to it. So Paige Stone collects it and will look to serve it out. Have a short kick. We'll take a bounce. And it's deflected by one of the Pioneers. Now the Bears run it back down. They look to clear it out. Comes back into the center to Kelsey Bowman. Now to the mid-circle. And Western Reserve just kind of playing with patience here out of the back. Weaver runs it down. Now drops it back to the defense. To Agnew. She sends it long. Looking for Sanders. Now to Gonzalez. 2-on-1 break. Gonzalez into the 18. 1-on-1 and slides it right past the goalkeeper and finds the back of the net for the second time today. So Jazara Gonzalez scores her second goal. That coming with 33:10 remaining in the match. This is Girls High School Soccer on WTNS Coshocton.
Claxon Custom Printing and Promotions is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Contact Casey Claxon or Judd Bone at claxonprinting.com for printed t-shirts, embroidery, and branded promotional products for your booster club or business.
We can also help your team set up an online fundraising store to sell your team apparel to fans across the country.
Visit claxonprinting.com or call 740-623-2145.
33 minutes to play in the match. The Riverview Lady Bears find themselves down 6-1 after a goal by Jazara Gonzalez, her second of the game. And Western Reserve Academy has stretched their lead over the Bears 6-1. Now we've got a foul down in the corner. That's Sarah Agnew, who's going to be whistled for the foul. This will give the Lady Bears a direct kick. And they were almost going to line it up like it is, almost lining it up like a corner because it's so deep into the corner. Bears send two players over. Williams steps over. Now ball served in towards the 6. One out of the air by the Pioneers as their defense does a great job of heading it out. They get it to Hal Golden, who centers it out. Now they will look to build and counter. Lady Bears take away the ball. Here's Kelsey Bowman, gets by a defender. Looks to direct traffic to Kylie Miller on the far side. Now she will dribble it back towards the middle of the field. Serves it across. Has a player over there. That's Emma Samsel. Samsel battling with Zaya Zellman. And Zellman wins out and will turn it up the sideline. Ball crosses the midfield stripe. That's Hal Golden. And they've got one of the Lady Bears sandwiched. And it looks like Audrey Border, who took a beating in there. She was kind of in between two defenders. So it will be another foul against Western Reserve. Katie Williams will center the direct kick pass. Nobody there. Goes right into that stone wall defense. Jimena Olivia kind of anchors the back for this Western Reserve team. She's quite a stout young lady. Now pass goes down the far side to Hal Golden. Getting free inside the 18 to the 6. Shoots and just wide. Tell you, she was thinking back of the net for a fourth time. But the Lady Bear defense able to fend off that strong shot. Just missed it by a bit. The 10th shot of the match. Most of the time when they put the ball on goal, they put it in the back of the net. That's a rare miss for this team. We're almost 10 minutes into the second half. Direct kick, one out of the air by the Pioneers, and another shot just wide. That one taken by Weaver. Katie Williams will line it up and look to serve it out. Our score is 6-1. Western Reserve has controlled this one from the opening whistle. Here's Alyssa Fox for the Bears. Takes the direct kick, or takes the goal kick, sends it out. Now Fox over here battling with Weaver. Fox will throw it down the sideline, looking for Miller. She is pushed. And they're going to – there was no foul. I mean, anytime you see that defender extending the arm, that's a foul. But they did not blow the whistle. The linesman might have been blocked and couldn't see it, but from our vantage point, very clearly a push. Ball's in the air at the top of the 18. Hal Golden comes away with it. She shoots. Ball goes off the post. So she takes another shot. Now we've got substitutions into the game. Once again, Hal Golden's going to take a seat. I say you really like to get some of those starters out of there. You got a game that's 6-1. You don't need your best goal scorer in the game. Risk possible injuries, especially late into the second half. But she got at least 10 minutes in here in period number 2. Here's a left-footed strike that finds the back of the net. That was slippery, and it went right in. If it was number 10 who scored, it's Isabella Sanders.
Goal by number 10, Isabella Sanders.
So it is Sanders who finds the back of the net with 28-15. So Isabella Sanders makes it 7-1 in favor of Western Reserve Academy. So the Lady Bears have found themselves in a tough one today. So Western Reserve scored 5 times in the opening half. They've added 2. And that, I believe that since that makes it a 6-goal margin, and that gives us a continuous clock. I know the official kind of looked up here in the press box and kind of give us that wind the clock signal. So the Bears will need to try to put one on the board to lengthen this game. Western Reserve will build on their attack to the far side of the field. Katie Williams will look to push it out defensively for the Bears. Now the team's kind of trading passes back and forth. Williams comes over. Gonzalez beats her, gets inside the 18. Gonzalez shoots. Great defense. Put back in the net by Western Reserve off of the keeper save. And another goal for Western Reserve.
Goal for Western Reserve, number 26, Emma Van Ginkel.
So Emma Van Ginkel finds the back of the net. With 26:45 to play here in the match, that makes it 8-1 in favor of Western Reserve. This is girls high school soccer here on WTNS Coshocton.
Do you need a new or newer vehicle? Hi, I'm Jeff Drennan, and we are here to help in both sales and service. At my dealerships in Coshocton and Zanesville, we work hard to get you the best car deal possible, including during the current conditions in the car industry. Or if you want to sell your vehicle and it has under 100,000 miles, just stop in and see us and let us make you an offer. Stop in today at Jeff Drennan's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Coshocton, Jeff Drennan Ford, or Jeff Drennan's GM Superstore in Zanesville. And always remember, when you're thinking of buying a new car, it's time to talk to Jeff.
We welcome you back to Riverview High School. It's the 17th annual Riverview Labor Day Showcase. I'm Casey Claxon. We're glad to have you with us today here on WTNS Coshocton. The Lady Bears will have a scoring opportunity here after a foul while we were away. And it will be Katie Williams who steps up for the penalty kick. We'll see if Williams can find the net. She approaches with her right foot, and a keeper save on the penalty kick by Sophia Bluso. So a big save as she comes over and is congratulated by her teammates for making the save. So Williams struck the ball to the right side of the goal, but Bluso was able to get extended and push it across the end line. So it'll be a corner kick for the Lady Bears. Miller serves it into the middle. Now it's loose at the top of the 18. Western Reserve will push it away. Lady Bear defense comes over to bang it back into their offensive third. Bears trailing 8-1. Western Reserve with 5 goals in the opening half. They've tacked on 3 more here in the second. The Lady Bears' lone goal came from Kylie Miller, who scored on an assist from Emma Samsel. That goal came with 4 minutes to go in the half. So our halftime score was 5-1. We've got 24:43 to play here in our match. Later today, we've got more girls high school soccer here at Riverview. This will be the only game we'll have on 99.3 WTNS. But game 2 here at the Labor Day Showcase will feature Mansfield-Madison and Rocky River. That is a rematch of the state championship game from a year ago. So that's going to be a great soccer game here.
You gotta get back. There's 3 back here.
Going to be a great match following this one here.
Defense, you have to talk that through.
And we've also got Marietta taking on Summit Country Day at 1 o'clock. Then Parkersburg South and West Geauga will meet in the 3 o'clock match. At 5 p.m. tonight, Dover and Ashland will meet up. And we round out the night in Game 6 as the Highland Lady Hawks will take on Worcester. That game can be heard locally on FM 95.3, WKLM. We'll also live stream that game on the WKLM YouTube channel. You can hear the radio call. Here's Miller, who gets a little breakaway inside the 18, but no, she's got by one defender, but a good job by Western Reserve to get back and sprint defensively. That was Nora Woods who came back to make that stop. Miller still over on the far side. Centering pass. And now that's going to be turned away by Jimena Olivia, who knocks it towards the sideline. Schultz has it, and she will knock it away. And Miller will look to throw. Good throw inside the 18. Olivia with a foot on it to turn it away for the Pioneer defense. And now they will look to build from the back. Gonzalez has it. Tries to send it to Weaver along. She was kind of pointing where she wanted it played. Now Gonzalez comes over. That's Fox with a foot on it for the Lady Bears. And now Woods, all alone, will dribble ahead. finds Gonzalez. Now she sends it, tries to send it long to Weaver. But she's battling with Fox, and Fox will win out, be first to the ball, touches it to the sideline. Weaver comes over with a foot on it. And now Williams tries to dribble to the sideline. Has a player right on her back, deep into the corner, and she's forced to touch it across the sideline. So substitution into the game for Western Reserve as Gonzalez will take a seat. Looks like coming across and into the game is Pethel. So she will get back into the game. Also for the Lady Bears,
Entering for Western Reserve, number 17, Brenna Pethel. And returning, number 8, Piper Andrews.
Madison Graham checks out. Andrews into the game for the Bears. Following the throw in. Ball goes across the end line, and it will be a goal kick for the Lady Bears. So Paige Stone has had a tough afternoon, or a tough morning, I should say. Just been looking at shot after shot. Goal kick just barely gets outside the box. Here is a ball that goes off the top of the crossbar. Great shot there by Weaver. Pulled the trigger with her left foot. I tell you, they've hit the post a couple of times. So this Western Reserve team knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. They came their previous match, they beat Canton Central Catholic 9-0. That was the game that they had prior to taking on the Lady Bears. And you say, how could a team like this come in with a record of 2-2? But they are really put together. Previously, they lost to Berea Mid-Park 4-0. Their other victory was against Cuyahoga Falls, 3-0. And then they lost their opening match of the season 3-1 to Padua. So they play some stiff competition. But here today, they're flexing their offensive muscles. Here's the Lady Bears goal kick. It's going to be won again by the Pioneers. Back into the offensive third. Both teams kind of jockeying for position down in the corner. Ball bouncing around inside the 18. Weaver with a foot, and a shot from the top of the box will go high above the crossbar. That attempt by Isabella Sanders. Katie Williams will look to take the goal kick for the Bears. So Coach Kreidler talking about sponsorship here for the Labor Day Showcase. They couldn't pull this event off. Here's a ball inside the 18 and a shot up and over the goal once again. Weaver has yet to find the net, but she's come close twice. I mentioned Coach Kreidler talking about the sponsorship. This is the biggest fundraiser that the Lady Bears have throughout the season. And of course, even during the COVID year, they played soccer here last year, but all teams able to make it here today. Coshocton Materials, the sponsor of the opening match. Here's a shot that's defended by the Bears. Paige Stone able to knock it away and get back on top of it. So Coach Kreidler acknowledging all of the sponsors here for this event. Some of the ones that have been with Coach Kreidler from the beginning: Midwest Energy Services, sponsoring our 5 o'clock game featuring Dover and Ashland. Hummel Group, sponsoring the Worcester and Highland game to wrap up the night. And also the Coshocton Foundation, the Derek Brown Elgart Memorial Soccer Fund is sponsor for this year, along with Claxon Custom Printing and Promotions and Coshocton Materials. 17:30 to play here in the match. Lady Bears trailing Western Reserve Academy 8-0. Foul against Western Reserve. Direct kick coming up for the Bears. Bowman knocks it into the attacking third, and immediately it is turned away by Western Reserve. They will counter. Goes far side. That's Schultz over there, and it's going to be knocked away by the Bears. So McGinnis over there defending. Now we'll have a couple of substitutions coming into the game for Western Reserve, and it'll be a throw-in for the Bears. Looks like the team's kind of looking to the official. Is it a throw or a kick? But the official says it is going to be a kick, so there must have been some type of an infraction against the Pioneers. So that's McGinnis with a foot on it to serve it ahead. But again, Western Reserve to control it after the ball's put back into play. A couple of players get tangled up, and another whistle. That was Audrey Border over there with Schultz. And they're going to say the Border committed the infraction. We'll see if maybe it was dangerous play or if it was possibly... See, I guess it'll matter between whether it's a direct or an indirect kick. Usually if he raises his hand, it's an indirect. If he points, then it's direct. So looks like a direct kick for Western Reserve. Ball served in there. It's going to be deflected. Ball loose into the back of the net. It looks like it was touched by Weaver. So it was a service from the outside. And I'm not sure if it was actually Weaver who deflected it into the net or possibly the Western Reserve player who took the actual kick. So we'll have to check scoring and see. I'm sure parents down below will let us know who had the score, but nonetheless, that goal coming at about the 15:40 mark. I know we are into continuous clock, so it makes it 9-1. So Western Reserve with 5 goals in the opening half. They've tacked on 4 more here in the second half of play. So there's still 15 minutes to go in this one. Here's Pethel inside the 18, and now there's a whistle. The linesman calling for an offsides. Lady Bears will have the indirect following the offsides violation. Katie Williams will send it out for the Bears. Immediately punched back to her, and she will send it back to the center. Kelsey Bowman looks to change directions. And now Western Reserve will take it away. So a little 3-on-1 give and go pass into the 18. Here's Rubiano with a foot. Looking to center it back up, and it will go off side net. Now we're going to have a keeper substitution for Western Reserve. Sophia Bluso will take a seat. She's not had too many defensive opportunities for Western Reserve. And so she, in the last couple of games, it's been lopsided victories for Western Reserve, but this is not one of those days where you need your goalkeeper a lot. So it looks like Madeline Hadris will be in back at goal for Western Reserve. 13-19 to play here in the match. Lady Bears trailing 9-1. Ball sent to the far side of the field. Western Reserve controlling. That's Zaya Zellman over there. Now she will push it to Olivia. Olivia brings it back to midfield, looking for Sanders. Sanders finds some daylight, dribbles into space. Now it's won by Williams and the Lady Bears defense. Now it's controlled by the Bears over on the far side. That's Samsel. She battles with Zellman. Now Western Reserve looking to maintain control. That's Olivia who has it. Now back into the middle. Comes to Sanders. Sanders a forward pass, and their flag is raised. They're going to say offsides. The official didn't look over to see the flag. He was letting them play. 12:15 to go in this one. Lady Bears trailing 9-1. Bears got their goal back in the first half. Kylie Miller scored with 4 minutes remaining in the first half of play. That made it a 5-1 game. That was our halftime score. But here in the second half, the Pioneers have tacked on 4 more. Scored goals at 33-10, 28-15, 26-45, and then 15-40 to go in the match. So it's been an offensive type of day for these Pioneers. They send the ball back into the 18 one more time. Paige Stone wins it for the Bears, and she will look to punt it out. Right-footed kick takes a bounce. Now it's one out of the air by the Pioneers. They've been first to the ball on just about every punt, every service. And that's pretty much been the story right there. If you're first to the ball, you got a pretty good shot of controlling the match, winning the game. And that's what we've seen. Williams steps up, wins the ball defensively for the Bears. Now here's Woods at midfield. We'll look to send it long. Fox to take it away. She gets tangled up with Woods. Woods now goes on offense down the right side, pushes it ahead, looks to service, and Fox gets a foot on it. And now she will look to clear it out, but it is deflected off of the foot of Woods and will go across the end line. It will be a goal kick for the Bears. Rubiano heads to the sideline. She takes a seat. Also, Piper Andrews is going to check out for the Bears. Try to see who. Sometimes I can see who's leaving, but it's hard to see those small numbers on the front of the jersey whenever they're coming towards you. So it looks like Sierra Shapiro got into the game for Western Reserve. And I'm not sure who came back in for the Bears. So that's Michaela White with the ball for the Bears on the left side. Centering pass went over to McGinnis, but it's going to be turned away. Now a long ball sent through to Rubiano. She's inside the 18, looks to center it, but it's turned away by the Lady Bears, Audrey Border. Border to Fox, and Fox pushes it ahead. He's battling there with Pethel on the side. Now it's won by Lillian Schultz. Schultz and Fox. Right here on the near side, it's turned away. And now it goes across the sideline and a throw in for the Pioneers. They've got another substitution who's coming back in. So Zellman will exit. Actually, Zellman was told, okay, she's going to kind of rotate over and play another spot. Agnew back into the game as Rubiano will take a seat. Zellman goes deep into the corner, awaiting the throw of Schultz. It's thrown towards the 18, one out of the air by the Bears. Bowman with a head on it. Now it's coming back to the center. Nora Woods controls it. White tries to apply pressure. There's White and Woods again. Bowman has it go by her. Now Pethel with a centering pass. Starts to go wide. That's Shapiro for Western Reserve. Now it's coming back towards midfield. That's Olivia with a controlling pass towards the middle. It's won by Bowman. Bowman pushes it forward and plays a long ball down the left sideline. She's got Kylie Miller open, sprinting to get inside the 18. She and Woods are battling. Flag is raised, and we're going to have another scoring opportunity for the Bears.
Keep working, Kai!
So Kylie Miller was fouled by Woods, and that's going to bring another penalty kick. So Katie Williams took a PK earlier, but it was a great keeper save. Woods is going to be assessed a card, it looks like. And so she's going to be sent off after the yellow. And now the Bears will have an opportunity to score on the penalty kick. This time, Cameron McGinnis will do the honors. Now, they do have their backup goalkeeper in the game. That's Madeline Hadris, who will be defending. So McGinnis will look to take the PK at 7:37. McGinnis approaches, and a keeper save. So Hadris makes the stop. Ball was sent right down the middle. She kind of shifted to her right, but was able to get the left hand up and make the save. So the Bears with a couple of penalty kick opportunities, but not able to find the net. So foul right at midfield, 7:15 to go in the match. Western Reserve leading 9-1. Bears will have the ball, that foul going against Western Reserve. Williams will look to serve it. Goes down the far side of the field. That's Emma Samsel running onto it. She centers it. Ball into the middle, and great job by Hadris to come out and collect it right at the 6. She distributes to Zellman. Zellman and Bowman with a battle down the sideline. Williams comes over to stop the progression. Passes it towards Miller. And now the Pioneers controlling. Pass goes forward, and it's going to be last touch by Bowman. And a throw-in coming up by Western Reserve. Comes back to Williams. Sun comes out, just got brighter. Now Williams to Bowman. Fox and Bowman over there. Bowman plays it ahead, but it's last touch by Eiseman. So now Bowman will look to throw it in play. Down the sideline looking for Miller. And that's Agnew. Little give and go. She turns, steps forward, and sends it down the sideline, and that's going to go. Well, it hasn't actually gone out of play yet. Finally does.
Somebody check!
Throw in by the Bears. Here's White. Turns, finds an open player. That's McGinnis who looks to send it long. Agnew collects and controls. Showing some patience. And now it's going to be passed off to teammate Eiseman. Eiseman looks to send it long, but Fox steps up, sends it the length of the field, and it's going to be collected right inside the box. And now it looks like we have one of the players being sent off. The official whistling that Eiseman's going to need to exit. I don't know if he spotted something on her jersey or what, but he was kind of pointing at her lower leg like she needed to leave. You know, sometimes you always hear them talk about whether they've got a scratch or maybe there's blood and has to step off. So they will restart with a punt by the goalkeeper. Hadris serves it up top. Now it comes into the center. It's going to be Sanders controlling. Beats a couple of defenders. Pushes it forward. For the Lady Bears, that's Madison Graham defending over on the far side. Now Shapiro drops it back. Here comes a shot from about 30, and it's going to go wide right. Lady Bears do have a new goalkeeper in the game. I thought we had a new goalkeeper, but I was wrong. You said she let her hair down or took her headband off or maybe put the headband on. Does it look like a new goalkeeper out there? Maybe it's that sunlight. That's probably what it was. I notice hair. Those are the things I notice. Here's Agnew going against two of the Lady Bear defenders. Ball goes across the sideline. And now it'll be a throw-in for Western Reserve. Closing in on 3.5 minutes to go in the match.
Good work, Kels. Good work.
Zellman and Bowman get tangled up. Now Bowman sends it down towards the corner flag. Kylie Miller runs it down. Gets by her defender. Trying to get by another one. Right on the edge of the box and can't get by three. Bowman steps up, takes a left-footed shot. It's turned away defensively by Western Reserve. Now Williams has it right at midfield for the Lady Bear defense. Ball still loose. Couple of players hit the turf. And it's going to be Western Reserve who comes away with it. So 2-on-2 right there. So it was Zellman and Williams battling. And finally a whistle. And they're going to say an infraction against Western Reserve will give the Bears the ball. It's 9-1. Riverview trailing Western Reserve Academy. Pioneers scoring 5 goals in the first half. They built a 5-0 lead. Riverview got a goal with 4 minutes remaining in the opening half. But here in the second, it's been all Western Reserve. Lady Bears did have 2 penalty kicks, but 2 big saves on both PK attempts by Western Reserve has kept Riverview scoreless in the second half. Bowman has the ball, 2-on-1 down the left side, and good defensive play there by Lillian Schultz. We're down to 2 minutes in the match. Miller battling. Agnew, Bowman right there in front of the section where parents can sit.
Good job, Nick.
They've kind of got specific areas where you can set up your lawn chair. Then they've got, if you're watching on the YouTube stream, you might be able to see the paint that says no sitting right there in front.
Come on.
So now we have a foul up between the 2 circles, and the official's going to come out and pull a card. One of the players for Riverview going down, that's Cameron McGinnis. Looks like they're sending off one of the players for Western Reserve. So that's going to be Kendall Kruger, who's going to leave. Now the official, now help me here, guys. He pulls out the card. He pulls it out for like 2 seconds. You can't even see it. I mean, if you're going to pull that card out, hold it up. I mean, you know, if you're giving me a card, I want to see the thing for more than just 2 seconds. I mean, the players should have to stare at it and acknowledge it. Yeah, write your name on the blackboard, that kind of thing. I just got a yellow card. So we're down to 40 seconds. Ball pushed ahead by Western Reserve. Stone comes out to collect it. Now we're down to 30 seconds. Punt's going to be won again by Western Reserve. Now Bowman has it, down to 20 seconds. Bears might be able to get one last attack. She sends it long to Miller. She's going to get a shot at it. Gets inside the 18, but they come over. Agnew collects it. Will send it long, and that is going to be the match. So the Riverview Lady Bears fall in the opening match of the Lady Bears Showcase here at Riverview High School. Game 1 is in the books, and our final score, Western Reserve Academy has defeated the Riverview Lady Bears. This is girls high school soccer here on WTNS Coshocton.
The kids are back to school and the fall sports season is underway, and that makes it the perfect time to visit Pearl Valley Cheese. That's right, cheese is great to pack in a lunchbox. It's the perfect snack for busy on-the-go kids and adults. And when you're looking for something special to take to a game or tailgate party, Trail bologna and cheese are always a big hit. At Pearl Valley, they offer over 25 different kinds of cheese, including their popular Swiss, pepper jack, mozzarella, Colby Longhorn, smoky cheddar, provolone, and American. Everybody loves cheese, especially Pearl Valley cheese. Visit them on State Route 93 or give them a call at 545-6002.
Claxon Custom Printing and Promotions is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Contact Casey Claxon or Judd Bone at claxonprinting.com for printed t-shirts, embroidery, and branded promotional products for your booster club or business.
We can also help your team set up an online fundraising store to sell your team apparel to fans across the country.
Visit claxonprinting.com or call 740-623-2145.
Do you need a new or newer vehicle? Hi, I'm Jeff Drennan, and we are here to help in both sales and service. At my dealerships in Coshocton and Zanesville, we work hard to get you the best car deal possible, including during the current conditions in the car industry. Or if you want to sell your vehicle and it has under 100,000 miles, just stop in and see us and let us make you an offer. Stop in today at Jeff Drennan's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Coshocton, Jeff Drennan Ford, or Jeff Drennan's GM Superstore in Zanesville. And always remember, when you're thinking of buying a new car, it's time to talk to Jeff.
And welcome back to the Riverview Labor Day Showcase following Western Reserve Academy's 9-1 victory over the Riverview Lady Bears. Western Reserve built a 5-0 lead off the foot of Howe Golden. It was Micaiah Howe Golden who scored the first 3 goals of the match. She scored with 34:02 to play in the first half, 31-13, and then 19-20. She completed the hat trick, and Western Reserve was off to a great start. They got 2 more goals by Gonzalez and Van Ginkel, building a 5-0 lead here just before halftime. But the Riverview Lady Bears did get a goal with 4 minutes to go in the first half, as it was Kylie Miller scoring on an assist from Emma Samsel, and that made it a 5-1 game. That was our halftime score. But then in the second half, it was the Pioneers who scored 4 more times, as Gonzalez added her second goal with 33-10. Sanders added a goal with 28:15 to go. Then Van Ginkel scored with 26:45. And then one last goal coming with 15:40 to play in the match, bringing us to our final score of 9-1. With the victory, Western Reserve Academy increases their record to 3 wins and 2 losses, while the Riverview Lady Bears drop to 2-1. It's time now to announce our Warehouse Steak&Stein Player of the Game, where one of our Lady Bears will receive a certificate from the Warehouse Steak&Stein for one of their legendary cheeseburgers and onion rings. And we congratulate Kylie Miller, our Warehouse Steak&Stein Player of the Game. We thank you for joining us here on WTNS for girls high school soccer as the Lady Bears fall to Western Reserve Academy 9-1. There are more matches coming up today. Up next in our 11 o'clock match, it's Mansfield-Madison taking on Rocky River. This is a rematch of last year's state championship game. The game being sponsored by Claxon Custom Printing and Promotions. Game 3 has Marietta and Summit Country Day. That is being presented by the Coshocton Foundation and the Derek Brown Elgart Memorial Soccer Fund. Game 4 at 3 p.m. Parkersburg South locks up with Western Geauga. That game is brought to you by Coshocton Chiropractic. Dover and Ashland meet up at 5 p.m. That's sponsored by Midwest Energy Services. And in the final game of the day, the Hummel Group presents Worcester and Highland. We will have more live broadcasts for you later tonight in that 7 o'clock game. WKLM, our sister station out of Millersburg, on FM 95.3, WKLM. They'll have the Worcester and Highland game. You can listen to that contest. Also hear it on the internet at WKLMFM.com. And we will also live stream that 7 p.m. game on the YouTube channel and Facebook page of WKLM. And then also our 5 o'clock game tonight will also be live streamed as Dover and Ashland will meet at 5 p.m. Bill Morgan's going to come down and call the play-by-play in that one, as that game is being sponsored, the live stream, by HRN Construction. and restoration. So more high school soccer. We invite you to enjoy some of the media coverage that we have coming up later in the day in the 5 and 6, in games 5 and 6. The Dover-Ashland game at 5 o'clock, and then Worcester and Highland at 7 p.m. Want to thank our live streaming crew for helping us out today. Want to thank Lydia Brady for producing our broadcast here for the live streaming, and also camera operators Drew Dunlap and Emma Merriman bringing you the views that you saw on Facebook and YouTube here this morning. And a big thanks to Mike Bechtel back at WTNS Sports Central for FM 99.3. I'm Casey Claxon repeating the final score. It was Western Reserve Academy 9, Riverview 1. This has been Girls High School Soccer on WTNS Coshocton.
The kids are back to school and the fall sports season is underway, and that makes it the perfect time to visit Pearl Valley Cheese. That's right, cheese is great to pack in a lunchbox. It's the perfect snack for busy on-the-go kids and adults. And when you're looking for something special to take to a game or tailgate party, Tro bologna and cheese are always a big hit. At Pearl Valley, they offer over 25 different kinds of cheese, including their popular Swiss, pepper jack, mozzarella, Colby Longhorn, smoky cheddar, provolone, and American. Everybody loves cheese, especially Pearl Valley cheese. Visit them on State Route 93 or give them a call at 545-6002.
Claxon Custom Printing and Promotions is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Contact Casey Claxon or Judd Bone at claxonprinting.com for printed t-shirts, embroidery, and branded promotional products for your booster club or business.
We can also help your team set up an online fundraising store to sell your team apparel to fans across the country.
Visit claxonprinting.com or call 740-623-2145.
Do you need a new or newer vehicle? Hi, I'm Jeff Drennan, and we are here to help in both sales and service. At my dealerships in Coshocton and Zanesville, we work hard to get you the best car deal possible, including during the current conditions in the car industry. Or if you want to sell your vehicle and it has under 100,000 miles, just stop in and see us and let us make you an offer. Stop in today at Jeff Drennan's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Coshocton, Jeff Drennan Ford, or Jeff Drennan's GM Superstore in Zanesville. And always remember, when you're thinking of buying a new car, it's time to talk to Jeff.